Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone. So before we start our presentation, let me introduce ourselves first. My name is Narmasturina binti Muhammad Arifin, metric number 1242023, and my partner is Norun Najah binti Nur Azam. In this video, we will present a case review about Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim versus Public Prosecutor and another appeal 2004, 3 Malayan Law Journal 405. So without further ado, I will start with the content first. This case review contains 5 content, which is introduction, issues, comment, conclusion, and reference. Introduction of the case. The case of Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim versus Public Prosecutor and another appeal 2004, 3 Malayan Law Journal 405 is a significant legal case in Malaysia involving Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, a prominent political figure. Anwar was charged under Section 377B of the Penal Code for committing carnal intercourse against the order of nature, which is sodomy. The case garnered widespread attention due to its political implications and the high-profile nature of the accused. The Federal Court of Malaysia reviewed the case, focusing on the admissibility of evidence and the sufficiency of corroborative evidence, particularly in sexual offence cases. The majority found that the evidence presented was insufficient to convict Anwar, leading to his acquittal. So next is general information about the case. In the case of Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim versus Public Prosecutor and another appeal 2004, 3 Malayan Law Journal 405, Anwar Ibrahim, a prominent Malaysian opposition leader, was convicted of sodomy in 2000, a charge he consistently claimed was politically motivated. Following several legal battles, including a conviction for corruption, Anwar was imprisoned for 6 years before the Federal Court overturned his sodomy conviction in September 2004. The court's decision highlighted significant inconsistencies in the evidence presented against him, particularly the reliability of the witness testimony. This ruling not only restores Anwar's freedom but also raised critical questions regarding the integrity of Malaysia's judicial processes and the use of legal mechanisms for political ends. Next, brief introduction about the plaintiff, first appellant, Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim. Anwar Ibrahim is a prominent Malaysian politician and former Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. Anwar Ibrahim has had a long and influential career in Malaysian politics, starting as a student activist and later becoming a key figure in the United Malays National Organisation, UMNO, the dominant political party in Malaysia. Anwar Ibrahim served as the Deputy Prime Minister under Dr. Mahathir Mohamad from 1993 to 1998. During his tenure, he was also the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Education. However, his political career took a dramatic turn in 1998 when he was dismissed from his positions and subsequently arrested. He was charged and convicted of corruption and sodomy, which he and his supporters claimed were politically motivated to discredit and remove him from power. Second appellant, Sukma Darmawan Sasmitan Maja. Sukma Darmawan is an Indonesian national who was involved in the case as a co-appellant. He was a close associate of Anwar Ibrahim and was implicated in the same legal proceedings. Sukma Darmawan was accused of being involved in the same alleged offences as Anwar Ibrahim, and his case was linked to the broader political and legal controversies surrounding Anwar Ibrahim's fall from power. Sukma Darmawan's involvement in the case highlights the international dimensions of the legal and political issues faced by Anwar Ibrahim. His case also underscores the complexities and challenges faced by individuals caught in high-profile political disputes. So we move to the brief introduction about defendant, which is Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim. So in this case, Dato Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim is a prominent Malaysian political figure known for his significant role in the country's political landscape. Anwar has held various key positions, including Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, which have positioned him as a central figure in Malaysian politics since the 1970-somethings. So his political career has been marked by his involvement in the reformasi movement, advocating for political and economic reforms in Malaysia, particularly during the late 1990s-something when he was a vocal critic of the then Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad's administration. Other than that, you can read the further explanation. So this case revolves around Anwar Ibrahim, a prominent Malaysian political leader who was initially convicted of sodomy in 2000. His conviction was based primarily on the testimony of a single witness and controversial DNA evidence from a mattress alleged to have been used during the incident. Anwar consistently maintained that the charges were politically motivated and part of a broader conspiracy to undermine his political career. After spending 6 years in prison, the federal court overturned his conviction on 2 September 2004, citing significant inconsistencies in the evidence presented and the unreliability of the witness testimony. This landmark ruling not only restored Anwar's freedom, but also raised critical questions about the integrity of Malaysia's judicial system and the use of the legal system or mechanism for political purpose.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irina Najah. I will continue about issues. The first appellant argument is Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim is his appellant to the federal court sought to overturn his conviction based on several key arguments. Other than that, you can read for the further information. For the second appellant arguments, first Sukma's defense emphasized that there was insufficient evidence to convince him to sodomy and abetment in relation to Anwar. Other than that, you can read for the further explanation. There are 3 types of laws: Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, and Evidence Act in 1950. The Penal Code is the charges against Anwar and Sukma was primarily evaluated under the provisions of the Penal Code, especially Section 377B, which is prescribes penalty for voluntary engagement in carnal intercourse against the order of nature with consent. Other than that, you can read for the further explanation. For the Criminal Procedure Code, the Criminal Procedure Codes play a crucial role in guiding the criminal proceedings against Anwar and Sukma, from the filing of charge to their eventual acquittal. Other than that, you can read for the further information. The Act 1950, the Evidence Act 1915, was pivotal in the federal court's assessment of the case against Anwar and Sukma, particularly in determining whether the prosecution met the required standard of proof in criminal trial. Other than that, you can read for the further explanation. Panel, the conviction and sentence of Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim and Sukma Darmawan submitted Madja on sodomy charge lead to their immediate release. Other than that, you can read for the further explanation. In the comment, you can see it have 2 types. The first is the trial and the second a precedent of the trial. And at the end is the final appeal to the federal court about this case.
This case concluded in favor of Anwar, with the federal court overturning his conviction and sentence. The court emphasized the weaknesses in the evidence presented by the prosecution, particularly regarding the credibility of witnesses and the procedures followed during the investigation. This decision not only marked a personal victory for Anwar, but also raised questions about the integrity of the legal system and the justice process in Malaysia, highlighting the importance of strong evidence and fair procedures in every criminal case.
That's all from us, and thank you.